Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter, and we are on tonight. We're live. Thank you guys for being patient. I see everybody's been waiting on us to come in. Listen, King Drop, what are we waiting for? We're not waiting on anything. We are ready to go. We have so much to talk about tonight. My boy Rob, he'll be in on any minute. He's driving in from New Jersey. He's over in the East Coast in Washington, D.C. So, he had a little bit of a delay, but it's not going to delay anything that we're going to get ready to talk about. So before we get started, I want to make sure that you guys are subscribing to Fly Nubian Queen on Facebook. So if you're on YouTube, I want you to go over to Facebook really quick, and I want you to subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen, follow our page. Also, I want you to go over to Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter, and I want you to log on to that page, and I want you to follow that page as well. Then I want you to go, if you're on Facebook, what's up, Conscious Outlaw? Go over to YouTube and make sure that you subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter on YouTube. Then I want you to go to Instagram, and I want you to make sure that you're following us on Instagram. You can follow me. I am Constance Carter, and you can follow our boy, Robert Antoinin. He'll be on any minute on I am Robert Antoinin on Instagram. So how's everybody doing tonight? What's up, Duel? What's up, King Drop, Conscious Outlaw? I want to know, before we get started with this conversation, where in the world are you guys hailing from? It's a lot of folks on here tonight, and I want to know where you guys at. So I know we have people that come in from France. I know that there are people who are watching from South Africa. I know there are people that are watching from Charlotte. I know that there are people who are watching from New Jersey. I know that there are people who are watching from Texas. Where are you at? Okay, Sade is from San Diego. What's up, Sade? Listen, thank you guys so much for having patience with us and sticking around and watching this, because we have a lot of good stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. So let me see. We got Williams from Los Angeles. What's up, Ms. Lackey? Hey, where are you from, Miss Lackey? Where's everybody from? I see Sandra. She's from Atlanta. King Drop is in Atlanta. King Drop. Thank you, boo, for hanging out and waiting on us. Ms. Lackey. Okay, you from Scotts, North Carolina. Okay. Conscious Outlaw ATL by way of St. Louis. Okay, that's what's up. Jakarta Jackson is from Fresno. I'm seeing some people who will come on here every single night, and I'm glad to have you. Let me put this down a little bit. I'm glad to have you tonight, as we always do. Patsy Ibarra, thank you. Quentin McGee, what's up? Houston by way of the Bay. What is happening, y'all? So tonight, listen, we are going to talk to you about green flags. Does anybody know what a green flag is? So we all know what a red flag is. We all know that a red flag is something that we see early on in a relationship that we may not like. And I know, listen, when you love somebody, when you like somebody, when you feeling somebody, they said red flags are like green flags when you feeling somebody. You know what I mean? Not red flags like green flags. Red flags are like Six Flags when you feeling somebody. But a lot of times we'll overlook red flags. Excuse me one second. Let me give Rob this code so he can get on here. We'll overlook a lot of the red flags because we are really liking somebody. We feeling them. That, things that stick out. The inconsistencies, the things that we don't like. So a lot of times people will be consistent, or they'll send their representative up front. And then, at some point they'll change up. Sometimes, you'll see things about how they treat other people, how they treated past relationships. You kind of listen. You listen in on those red flags, those things that they've done in past relationships, or how they treat their mom, or, if you're a man, how you treat your mom, how they treat their mom is pretty much, if they treat their mom bad, they have no respect for women. They're probably going to treat you the same way. So you got to look at those red flags when you're looking at being in a long-term relationship with some people. They might have narcissistic characteristics that you have no idea about. But tonight, girl, Sade, don't they send their representatives quick? They send them, they'll send them out. They'll wine you and dine you. You be getting love notes, right? You'll be getting poetry. They sending you music. And on their best behavior. Then when they trap you, then you see the real. Then you go from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. No, Mr. Hyde to Dr. Jekyll, right? Them red flags, they start to stick out. Them representatives ain't no joke. But what about the green flags? And what do I mean by the green flags? I'm gonna let Sade, life period. Sandra said life period. But what about the green flags? What about the things that people do right in a relationship? And I'm gonna get my boy Rob. Rob's getting ready to get on here. He's coming on here, and we're gonna talk about the green flags because we've talked about red flags time and time again. What's up, Robert Antoinin? How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's happening?
Welcome. Wait, you're a little higher than me. We normally get this together before we come on. We try to, at least be the same height or something. But what happened? So listen, this is the beauty of a live broadcast, is you get to see all the little behind the scenes and all the technical difficulties. But our boy Rob, bless his heart, he just came in from, I think he said New Jersey. He's out in DC. He just drove in from New Jersey, so that's why we're a little late getting on here. What's up, Robert?
Hey.
Good. Uh-oh.
What in the world is going on, sister?
Well, I'll drink to that while I'm waiting. So, Rob, where was you at?
Hold on. Am I in there? Am I in there now?
You in there like swimwear. What was you at?
Swimwear, like swimwear.
Yes. So what happened to you tonight? We was waiting.
I had to go handle some business.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
And I went out of state. So shout out to everybody in New York. I got lost. I think I went across all of the bridges. I went across the Hudson Bridge. I went across the Verrazano Bridge. And then I got caught in traffic. So I love New York, but I wasn't able to stay there long enough to actually take in all of the sights. And I had a client that I met with, had a very fruitful meeting, but they tried to tell me about a pizza place. And the pizza place was in Queens. And I mean, it was crazy.
So in the world of Zoom, you actually had to drive a few states to meet with the client today, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up.
Did.
We're glad that you finally made it. Somebody said, am I supposed to be drinking? Yeah, I actually have to drink tonight. Thank you. And Sade said she was going to get her wine too. So toast. Cheers. Cheers, Sade. In any case, Rob, we was talking about red flags and we talking about green flags. And remember the old saying, red flag.
You tried to say in the world of Zoom, you had to drive 2 states. So I caught that.
So red flags, they said red flags are like what?
I don't know. You tell us, what is a red flag? Tell the brothers what a red flag is.
I had already told them before you came on, but there's a saying that red flags are like Six Flags.
Six Flags, that's right.
When you're feeling somebody, right? So you don't everything. When them brothers send their representatives, when them sisters send their representatives, they be on their best behavior, right? Mm-hmm. And you think, oh man, I got the one. She is nice, she's sweet, she is caring, she's kind, and then that witch comes out. About month 3. That's the reason why you should wait that 90 days before you become intimate. Is because who said that? Am I supposed to be? That's the reason why you should wait 3 months before you become intimate, because you don't know. That representative be strong in the first 3 months. But then I'm just saying, right?
So you need to wait the 90 days, huh?
I believe so. I think you should wait the 90 days so that you can get past and see, the representative's going to come out or something's going to happen and you're going to see who that person really is. I believe so.
Okay.
But what's a green flag? A green flag is something that a positive attribute that we see that actually work for the relationship. And so, Rob, we're going to talk about 11 green flags in a relationship. Now, we said we ain't talking about just a big butt and a smile. It ain't about a big butt and a smile. It's not about how she looks. It's not about how she smells. It ain't about how well she sexes you. But there are other attributes that solidify. Absolutely, that will solidify a green flag.
All right.
So let's get to it. Charles, what's our first green flag? I need to get higher. Gosh, I just feel like I'm so short. Okay, well, okay. Charles? What's the green flag? Oh, number 1.
When they are wrong.
Okay, so green flag in a relationship, that means this is something that's positive. They apologize when they're wrong. How many times have you been in a situation where you've gotten into an argument and you just stood on your square and you say, listen, I ain't apologizing for nothing. It is what it is. Right, wrong, or indifferent. It's my way or the highway. Well, a green flag, I would say, is somebody who actually says, you know what? I was wrong. I'm sorry. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, for sure. I think in any successful relationship, it's really important that you're able to, in the words of Dr. George C. Frazier, have amnesia, have short-term memory loss, because there are going to be things that you do that are wrong. There are going to be things that she's going to do that's wrong. And at some point in some time, it's good that you just take on whatever that blame or whatever that fault is, for the sake of sparing us an argument, for the sake of exacerbating a small thing and making it a big thing. Just learn to say, I apologize, or I regret my part in making this, be bigger than what it should be. So
Right.
Forgiveness and being able to say, I apologize, are really, really big. That's a green flag. That's a sign of a keeper right there. If she
Absolutely.
or he is able to say, I apologize.
Andrew said that's accountability. There's so many times where people will not even take accountability for their actions. They just will not. People. My son said something about somebody one day. He said this person will lie and believe their own lies. Like, how do you lie and believe your own lies, and they just won't take accountability? One of the things that I absolutely hate, just as a business owner, as a boss, is I hate people who don't take accountability. So for me, for example, I had a escrow a few months ago, right? And I sold a house to some really, really good friends. Well, I'm in real estate, for those who don't know. And so I don't really sell houses like that. But I do for certain friends. And I have an assistant that takes care of all of my stuff, everything. So my assistant, her husband died. And so throughout the transaction, a lot of the stuff, the ball had gotten dropped. And so my client came up to me and said, Constance, I just wanted to give you some feedback. I've, bought 3 or 4 houses through you. It's always been excellent. I've always had a great experience. However, here were some things that, you missed, that didn't happen, that this, and this, and this. And I didn't even say, you know what, her husband died. This is what happened. I said, you know what? It's my fault. It's my bad. I had to take accountability. I was wrong. If we don't count on deaths happening, but a person that can take accountability for their wrongdoings or their actions is everything. I don't deal with excuses in my place of business, but in anywhere. Like if you messed up, you say I messed up. Don't give me an excuse of why you messed up. She did this. You take ownership and accountability. So if a person can apologize when they're wrong, shit, that's everything.
High five on that. 2 snaps up. I definitely believe in doing that in any relationship, business or otherwise, but particularly we're talking about in a relationship. It's everything when you can have somebody of the opposite sex be able to own their part and even take on more than their share of whatever is happening for the sake of peace. Like I said, I've always said in a relationship that I want to be in, Constance, peace is everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, peace is paramount. So number 2, their words and their behaviors align. How many times have you heard, I love you, but they don't act like I love you? I want to be with you, but they don't act like they want to be with you. Their words don't align with their behavior. Girl, I'm not cheating, but I don't hear from you for 3 days. Girl, I want to just be with you, but you ain't showing me. You're not making an effort. So when you talk about a green flag, their words, I love you. Not only do I love you, but I show you that I love you. I say I want to be with you, but I show you I want to be with you. I say you are the only one for me. And guess what? I don't come up missing for 3 days. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You saying that with conviction, Constance, like of a real situation. I just want to say shout out to D Bowden. She said red solo cup. There's plenty of Kool-Aid in here, sister. So just know that. But yeah, I think it's really important, again, making the parallel from business to personal, that you're able to actually walk the talk. And I think it's more than just saying, I love you. I mean, that's the easy thing. Love is an action word, so I need you to show me. But, just in terms of keeping their commitments, just in terms of saying something and actually meaning it through the actions that they show you or to portray, and they do it with consistency. I mean, everybody's going to hit a rough patch from time to time, but when you have this situation where, I can count on this person, that too is a green flag that you want to be able to rely on. Now, let me take that a little bit deeper. Even if that person tells you no, I'm not able to do it, you have to trust that for whatever the reason she or he said that she's not able to do it, you can't do it. They're being upfront, they're being transparent with you about it and saying this is what it is, right? So more than just saying that they walk the talk, but they mean what they say, and they say it with conviction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if as long as the words and the actions are aligned, then that's everything, right? If you can't do it, if you stated in the beginning that this is what I can do and this is what I can't do, that's one thing. But if you say this is what I can do and then you don't follow up and do it, then that's something that's totally different. And so
Absolutely.
I think that the red flag in that is they're inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
The green flag in is that they're consistent and they do what they say that they're going to do. Hello, can I get a witness out there? How many people know that a green flag is somebody whose words and their actions align? Come on. So number 3, they encourage your connection with your friends and your family. Now that's a big one, Rob, because there's a lot of times where you'll have somebody will have a spouse or they'll have a mate and they don't want them to hang around with their family. They won't let them be around their friends. They want them all to themselves. They're jealous. They're insecure. That right there, that's a red flag. For the opposite of that, the antithesis of that is controlling. And that could be pretty dangerous.
Yeah. There's a plus and a minus to that, right? And in alignment with your 90-day rule that you encouraged our listeners to adhere to before you decide to get intimate. There's some people that you may not like. That's the ultimate introducing you to mama, right? And if you should ever happen to get that invitation or being introduced to dad, like that's everything. That's part of your first love circle. That's part of your first interaction in family. So when you get to that level, that means something. So you may not have gotten to that level where you want to be introduced. Conversely, for those of you who are single parents, you can't just be walking every Tom, Dick, and Harry up to meet your children, because your children will look to you for what is a green flag and what is a red flag. Right. So if you bring in every fly by night coming by just because they look good or they have great sex or they got a fancy car, but inside they're garbage, they're internally just destitute, you don't want that person to necessarily meet your family. But if you should happen to have a man or a woman who wants to actively, intentionally introduce you to their family, whether it be their mama, their daddy, their son, or their daughter, or their auntie, or their uncle, just know that means something. And also know that you are on audition for your very life and your relationship. So when you get to meet mama, oh daddy, you better be on your best behavior.
But Sandra said that's something that you may not even see in 90 days. So keep your eyes open. You might not see that this person is controlling. I've had friends who've been with men who were when they were with that man, you didn't see him. They didn't want to, I have friends who were like, they couldn't even be around their mamas because then their significant other would be mad or upset. They couldn't be around their cousins because then their significant other would be mad and upset or insecure. Like, come on now. That's a red flag. If this person wants to isolate you and not have you around other people, that's a red flag. Some people, they'll take you on an island and say, you know what? I just want it to be me and you. Some women be thinking, oh, that's so sweet. He just wanted to be me. No, he wants control. He wants to control your life. So sis, if a man don't want you to be around your family and your friends and he's just saying, no, I just want it to be, no. They should encourage you to be around your friends and your family. They should encourage you to do things outside of them. Absolutely. So
So you're saying that if he or she wants to be around their family, you should certainly control that. Is that what you're saying, Constance?
No. Do not control. Take control off the table. If they want to spend time with their family and their friends, that is awesome. But when they start to get mad at you for spending time with your family and friends that's a red flag. Leave that, kick that Negro to the curb.
So let me say this to you. It depends on the family dynamic. I think I shared with you once before. I had a partner of mine who was newly married. And the point of contention for him and his wife was he came from a big family, right? So let's say he says, yo, Constance, me and the wife, we heading over to Red Lobster. Which one? The one down there on March Lane. And he would say that by the time he arrived to the Red Lobster with his wife, his sister was there with her girlfriend. And so they went from a table of 2 to a table of 4. And while they say a table of 4, the sister's like, Butchie and them coming down here, so make that a table of 8, right? So it was always her husband and her husband's family. And it was always a point of contention because she came from a single parent household and she was an only child. So she wanted her husband all to herself. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there was a huge adjustment period in dealing with his big old family who loved, they did everything together. They went to church together. They went to the mall together. They went everywhere together, right?
Yeah, so, family is everything. I think that's amazing. Yeah. But I think the point though is when you have like a red flag is like, okay, this brother does not want you to be around your mom and daddy. He does not want, he's trying to isolate you, trying to say you can't go here, you can't do this, you can't. That's a red flag. Now, it's one thing to say, listen, I don't want to be around your mom and them today. It's too much. I just want it to be me and you. That's one thing. But when you start saying, you trying to keep them away from your, that's something that's totally different. And so
you talking about what a joker say, is your mama gonna be there? No, yeah. I ain't coming. Yeah, that might be a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. But I mean, if you just, listen, y'all over too much. I ain't answering the door today because y'all come over every other day. That's one thing. But if they say, listen, I just want it to be me and you, how come we can't just build this life together with just us? That's a red flag. So yeah, no isolation, dual. All right. So number 4, they speak about their ex-partners with respect. Now that takes a lot of maturity, don't you think, Rob?
Yeah. So as Interview Intel 101, my new ebook that has yet to be released. In business, when you're interviewing a person and they start dumping on their last employer, that's a red flag. Even when they're having tough situation or they had a tough situation, they need to be able to frame that in a way where they don't sound negative. They're just stating the facts and said that this was probably not the situation for me.
Right.
So when you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend who's talking about their ex saying she was crazy or he was crazy, you'll probably notice a pattern that the ex-girlfriend or boyfriend before that one was crazy too. Mm-hmm. And the only thing that is common denominator in all of those relationships is you. Mm-hmm. So that might be a red flag if they speak disrespectfully about their ex-partner. But a green flag is, hey, listen, we tried, we did these things and we just figured out that this wasn't a relationship for us, but we still cool. Yeah,
one of the things that I can say about you, Rob, is that you always speak positive about anybody that you've dated. You like, I don't really. So I think that's a great trait that you definitely have, is that you always speak light and life and positivity on the people that you've dated. So I think that's great. But that's definitely a positive attribute. If they can say, you know what, it just didn't work out. It is what it is. But then when they start going in and talking about every single negative thing that they've ever done. Run! So you guys, but really listen, just like he said, Interview Intel number 1 or number 5 or whatever that was. Think about that. If they're saying that other person is crazy and then the person before that is crazy, the likelihood is that they're the crazy ones. So you got to look out. So number 5. They
communicate clearly and honestly.
What does that mean?
That's a big one. For me, Constance, I love when someone can articulate their point and make it expressly clear, even if it hurt just a little bit, like, damn, I didn't know you was going to just say it just like that. And after I get over that initial, hurt, because I'm light-skinned and sensitive, I develop a whole nother level of respect for somebody who can clearly say, hey, this is what I want, as in no means no. Or when I say be here at 7 and you show up at 7:20, like, I got a problem with that, right? You got to respect that because they have clearly articulated these things out to you. And conversely, I got a real good friend, a super friend, in fact, Constance, who doesn't mind telling females that, you know, this is how I get down. When we together, we together. And when we apart, we apart. But he says that in the beginning, right? Now it's up to you, Mrs. Prospective girlfriend, to accept that or not. But you have to respect the fact that he or she clearly communicates to you, here are my deal breakers. Here are the things that I do. Here are the things that I like. Here are the things that I don't like, right? As opposed to you got to pull it out, pull and prod and take and ask, and you can't get to a clear answer.
Right. That communication is the destroyer of many relationships. Communication or lack thereof is the destroyer. And if you can't sit down and talk to your significant other about what bothers you, you know, or, you know, the things that are on your heart or on your mind, then you're not really going to go anywhere. If they don't want to take the time to listen, if you can't communicate and they can't take the time to listen to how you feel, that's a red flag. But if you guys could sit down and articulate without it becoming a blame session or it becoming an argument, and you just having a conversation, listen, this is how I feel. This is how you made me feel. And then you say to that other person, okay, what I hear you saying is, and then you repeat back because you make sure, and you don't try to finish their sentences, right? Because sometimes when you try to communicate with somebody, I already know what you're about to say. Or they'll be like, you'll be saying something and they'll be doing this while you're talking. You're not even listening to anything I said because you're shaking your head. But if you can sit down and listen and have a conversation and be able to communicate effectively, that's everything. That's probably 50% of your relationship right there is the communication. If you can't communicate, like sex is, you know, that's fluff. But if I can sit down and communicate with my man and we can have a dialogue and you can understand where I'm coming from and you don't have a problem in being open and understanding how I'm feeling about a certain thing, that's it. But the moment you say you don't care about how I feel, you don't want to have a conversation, you don't want to talk about it, you don't feel like arguing about it, I just don't want to even deal with it, like that's a red flag right there. You want somebody that's going to talk to you, that's going to communicate, that's going to listen, that's going to at least try to understand where you're coming from, right? Do you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. Hashtag this: lack of communication leads to confusion. Lack of communication leads to confusion.
Absolutely, because then you don't really know where the other person is coming from. But if you clearly communicate honestly and effectively, you going somewhere, homie. You going somewhere.
I love it. I'm trying to keep up with your list there, Constance. So I'm trying to, you know, stay one up on it. But yes, these are great points. And might I add, can somebody just give me a high five, give me a thumbs up or a heart for Constance's new hairstyle? Like, she's always cutting edge. She slid a new do in there on me, and I just now recognized it.
Oh, you just barely. Okay.
Something different. Can't figure out what it is, but I got it here.
Yes, I try to get my grown ass woman on. It might be a little different next week. It just depends. I just let my hairdresser do what she do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you, Sadie Morrell. Somebody needs to continue to thumb it. Sade, that's what I Sadie Charday is what they call it. Thank you, Patsy. But yeah, heart it up and thumb it up for my girl Constance Carter. She's got a new do, and yes, Chris Max, she is beautiful. Yes. I love it. CC.
Yo, yeah, that communication, man. If I could stay on this, like, you know, for the whole time, because communication is the key. And if you're with somebody who is not interested in being communicative with you, then you have the wrong one. Because they're gonna be interested in being communicative with somebody you're just not worthy to be in communication with. And so you got to think about that. Is this? I mean, it's I love you, Chester. That's my boy, Chester.
Okay. Come on, Chester. Give up them hearts, man. Give up them hearts.
I love Chester. What's up, Quentin? Thank you. I ain't trying to get no compliments right now. Thank you. I love you, Chester. That's my boo. I've known Chester since I was 15 years old, 15 or 16 years old. He's a musician. And we used to sing. I used to play the bass, play the organ and the keyboards and the choirs and stuff back in the day. But anyway, yeah, so that communication is everything. So if they ain't communicating effectively with you, then they out of here. For real. Yeah, girl, Sade, I got you.
Sade. I'm sorry, Sadie.
Sadie. So number 6, Robert.
They set honor and respect boundaries. Woo! Jesus! Let me tell you something, CC. I could talk about this all night. What if I tell you I want you to be over here and not over here? These are my boundaries. And what I'm expecting you to do is respect. Put some respect on my boundaries. Now, I'm not unrealistic with my boundaries, but when I set those things in the beginning, because I clearly communicate those things, those are the things that I'm expecting you at the time that I set those boundaries say, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. But if you sit there and you nod your head like this when I say, you know, this closet right here, this closet right here, the one that says keep out on it, I want you to keep your hands off this here, okay? Because these are boundaries that I'm setting. Or when I say that I don't wake up before 5 a.m. So when you send that text WYD at 4:59, when you make the phone call at 4:33, because you get up early, so you're not respecting the boundaries that I'm setting in the beginning. So I believe that someone who does clearly respect the boundaries that I set, that is a green flag, and she is a keeper.
I don't know anything about boundaries, so I skate on boundaries. Boundaries, you and me ain't no boundaries, fool. It's us. I don't know what boundaries are. What do you mean? What is a boundary? I don't have boundaries.
This our closet, pump.
Space. Ain't no personal space around here. Ain't no boundary.
Our space, homie.
We have this? No, we have this. Ain't no damn goddamn boundaries. What do you mean boundaries? You ain't got. Listen, once you become married, so I'm talking to married people at this point. I'm not talking to people who are dating, but I'm talking about married people at this point. Ain't no goddamn boundaries. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is yours. The cell phone, I got the password to it. The emails, I got the password to it. Ain't no mother effing boundaries. You can't get no boundaries once you are married. Once you've crossed that threshold, look, we're one. So now if you dating, yeah, boundaries. But the day I say I do, no damn boundaries.
So Constance, let me ask you something. If I leave my phone out there and I'm in the bathroom handling my business with the door locked and the fan on, you gonna come bang on the door and get the key on top of the thing and come in any old way?
If we're married?
Yeah. It's
but
4 other bathrooms somewhere in this. Pick one.
First of all, I'm not coming in the bathroom when you handle your business. So no, I'm not going to do that. Absolutely not. Now
it sounded like you said you was about, oh hell yeah, I'm coming in.
Yeah. So when you handle your business, I'm gonna let you handle your business. That's your space. But no, like if you're married, like there's no such thing as boundaries, because the Bible says that you would leave and you cleave and you become one. So there is no separation between the two. The
Bible says
that you are one. So ain't no damn boundaries when you're married. Now, when you're dating, yeah, absolutely. Respect the man's boundaries. Like, don't be trying to do too much. You stay in your lane, blah, blah, blah. Chris, right. Why the door locked anyway? But I don't want to go in there and smell his funky ass. So lock the damn door. I don't care. I ain't coming up in there. But when we married, if I want to come up there, I'm going to get the key. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to do whatever I have to do. I'm not trying to bust you, but hey, ain't no boundaries, period. You ain't got nothing to say about that, Rob? So you've never been married, but.
No, I've never been married, but the point is still set. I think it's a green flag when he and she are able to respect your boundaries. For instance, if you have a girls' night out at happy hour, okay. Now if I come rolling up on happy hour with you and your 4 good girlfriends, I'm not really respecting your boundaries. In fact, I'm showing my insecurities, and that's probably a red flag, right? So I should be able to respect your boundaries. So when you go out with the girl, I don't want to go out. Matter of fact, spare me some of the details, because you might tell me about a guy you saw and you might go a little too deep and I might have a whole problem. So do your thing.
Right.
Because I trust you. You are the chosen one. You are the person that I want to be with. You are the object of my affection. So I'm going to respect your boundaries, right? That's your side of the closet. So I'm not going to steal a few little inches over here to put my clothes over, because that's yours.
You know,
See,
listen.
this side of the closet over here, Constance, is mine. Like all this. All that's me. That's all me. I don't want to see your skirt, your shoes, your blouse, your bra, your pants. Like, you over there, I'm over here.
Listen.
We have a closet, but this is mine. Oh, all this over here.
I'm saying, listen, if she got a couple of more outfits that just need some space, you trying to tell me you will not share your little corner morsel of a space so that she could put her skirt over there because this is your side?
Here's an idea I have, baby.
Come
This
on.
is what I like for us to do.
Yeah,
Since you have a clothes
ladies.
addiction, we need to call Salvation and Army and donate some of your garments so that someone else can be blessed with the clothes that you can't wear all this. You can only wear one outfit at a time. So if your space invades my space, let's go and give it to someone else's place. If your space invades my space, let's send it to somebody else's place. If your space invades my space, let's donate to somebody else's place.
That's whack. That's whack. So you have extra space, but I can't put my clothes over there in your space?
Hell
Ninja,
no.
please. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Mm-mm.
Red flag. Red flag. Y'all hear that? You cannot.
Who got 5 coats in the closet? Go back to Chris. Go back one, Charles. Who got 5 coats in the winter? Let's give one away.
You need it for every day of the week.
Away.
You need it for every day of the week. Come on now. Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on. Now we talked about boundaries. I do see like she out with her girlfriends or like he out with his fellas. You were over there with a trench coat on at the other table. Like, let me see. That's crazy. That's just crazy. That's, right. This is doing too much. That's just doing too much. But in terms of like, if what do you say if she likes to cuddle, he don't want to cuddle? Like, is that overtaking the boundaries? Because I don't like to.
That's something different. That's something different. That's something different.
She doesn't like to cuddle. He likes to cuddle. Now, is that being in their space or overtaking their boundaries?
No, I don't think those are boundaries per se. You need to know ahead of time whether the person you're with is affectionate or not really affectionate.
Right.
It just depends. That's a different issue beyond being
right, Chris.
Not respecting boundaries.
But see, Chris said my wife is a cuddle queen. Like, he ain't really into cuddling. His wife likes to cuddle, so he does what he has to do to make sure that she feels secure and she wants to cuddle. So there's things that you're gonna have to do that is beyond what the scope of that, the things that you like to do for your significant other, right? Well, wait, go back. What does that say? Don't join in the conversation. Don't join in on my conversation with my. First of all, ladies are talking, women are talking.
That
I don't need you up in our conversation trying to have a conversation with me and my girls while we're talking. I'm not going to get up in your conversation while you and your homeboys is talking.
Okay.
I'm just saying, unless I really got something to contribute to the conversation. However, no, I'm just kidding. No, but really, like, don't get in the conversation when me and my girls are talking. I won't get in the conversation when you and the fellas are talking.
Okay.
Right? So if you with your boys, y'all, haircuts and whatnot. Now if she invites you in the conversation and babe, what you think about this, and y'all all chopping it up together, that's one thing. But if they're over here having a girl conversation, and they doing their gossiping, and like, girl, did you see boo? And he bring his ass over there and start, yeah, girl, I see. No, red flag.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I love that. All right, so number 7. They show up
authentically and offer you the space to do the same.
That means they didn't send their representative. They came saying who they were, what they wanted. They came out the gate, and they want you to do the same. They want to know who you are in completion, what you have, and they're willing to accept you authentically. What do you think about that? They show up authentically and offer the space for you to show up authentically as well.
Yeah, I need some help on that one, Constance. I'm not really sure what that means. You show up authentically and they give you the space. So that means I allow you to be you because I'm gonna be me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I think that's cool. You know, because like if you are a diva and he's still wearing like Reeboks from 1989, and you know he like wearing bell bottoms, you need to let that man live out his 1970s thing. That's his deal.
I mean,
This is who he is.
The man because he wear 1970 bell bottoms. That's one thing. But if a man comes in, because there are men that are like, listen, this is who I am. This is who I want, and they're consistent. And that's the problem that a lot of people don't have is they're not consistent. Listen, if you cuddling at first, and then all of a sudden now I don't cuddle. Well, wait a minute, you just was cuddling. Or if you called every day at first, and all of a sudden I ain't no phone person. Well, wait a minute, you were a phone person before. Or you send in poetry and all this stuff at first. Now all of a sudden this is not what I do. Okay, well, who were you? Who is that person that was doing all this stuff at first, but now they're not doing it? If this is who you are, do it. If this is who you ain't, don't lead with it. If you only can give 85%, give 85%. Don't try to give 100 and then back down to 85%. If you can only give 85%, maybe give 75% and then up level to that 85%. But don't come in giving 110 and then you like, listen, this ain't me. So you show up authentically. You say, listen, this is who I am. This is what I want. At this age, in our 40s and our 50s and beyond, like don't nobody got time. Life is too short. We got more years behind us than we got ahead of us. So the best thing is to be honest about what it is that you want, what you're looking for up front, and not have to worry about, well, she might not like me. Well, she's not the one. But if I'm honest up front and then I become consistent, then I'm going to find the one. But don't come in with that, this is what I do, this is what I do, and then all of a sudden I don't do that no more. I mean, come on.
Yeah. You said that was Constance.
Go back to Chester. Meaning you remove the pretense and you show your true self, good, bad, and ugly, no imposter, no representative, off top. Period. Yeah. In some ways, though, but you always are who you are. That part, the slack off. Everybody comes showing their best, right? So you come and like everybody, whether they mean to or not, they show, because they, the newness of the relationship, you just want to please that person. But then at some point it tends to wane. But I think what you need to do is the person that person fell in love with, you should still try to be that person that you were in the first place.
Yeah. And speaking for the fellas, when you show up as the cool chick, when you show up as a calm chick, and then you start turning crazy, like all of a sudden you just like, texting and you just threatening you gonna do this and you cutting ties and you talking about you gonna break windows out of the car and you like, whoa, wait a minute, who is this person that I'm talking to? So it goes both ways for the men and for the women. But conversely for the women, let me talk to y'all. If you the cool chick in the beginning, stay the cool chick. If you the loving chick in the beginning, stay the loving chick. Like, don't bring the crazy chick out. Leave that lady wherever she was in the beginning, because crazy is not cool.
Yeah. No, really. And I just talking to my girlfriends, it happens so much. It's like something happens and and I think it's cause and effect, really. I think it's cause and effect because I think
bullshit.
No, I think it is
crazy lady home.
No, I think I think it's cause and effect because a lot of times the men will come in with their representative and there'll be all these things. I'm Mr. Debonair. I do this. And then they stop all of a sudden. And then they backtrack and they start acting different. And then the lady's like, well, what the hell's going on? Well, what is it? Well, what? Then you start questioning, then all these things start going on in your mind. And so then you become the crazy chick because the person that was doing all the things that they were doing in the beginning, they stop because they've got you. It's the chase. So when they chasing, when they trying to get you, they do all the stuff to get you. But then when they get you, then they turn it all off. And they're like, and the women is like, what? Then they go crazy. And you're like, well, why is she crazy? Well, nigga, because you stopped doing what the hell you was doing in the first place.
Hey, the Constance, if you advocating crazy, I can't get down with that. I can't get down with that at all. If you're advocating for crazy under any circumstances.
No. I'm not advocating for crazy, but I'm saying a lot of times it may look crazy.
I don't care what he does or what she does.
This is what they say, Robert.
I don't advocate crazy.
It's not even about them being crazy. It's the appearance of them being crazy because the representative has left, and now you got me wondering, like, what the hell is really going on? What are we doing here? What are we doing?
So have you been a crazy chick, Constance?
Never.
Okay, cool.
Never.
Let's get off that. Next one.
They are intentional about resolving conflict.
So if you're waiting for me to jump in it, yes, Melinda. Sometimes people can act crazy, men and women. So let's go back to what was number 8. Let me see that one more time.
They are intentional about resolving conflict.
So one of our super friends, Melinda Harris, and shout out to Dennis as well, they are intentional about talking about what is going on. More importantly, not so much about who is wrong, but how can we get past this situation that we're in? You lying? Is he talking about you, Constance?
Not been crazy, Chris. What are you talking about? Never.
Wow. I had to have X arrested for domestic violence. That's deep. Well, let me just say this. I think that it's important that you're able to have the conversation and you're intentional about and authentic about trying to bring about a resolution, right? Because the finger pointing piece is really easy. It's easy for me to say is your fault, and it's easy for you to say it's my fault. But it's hard to be intentional about just bringing about resolution, however it is, resolving the conflict. And we may agree to disagree, but I love you enough and I'm committed to this thing enough to try to bring about a solution as opposed to continuing to exacerbate and perpetuate the problem.
Mm-hmm. I just think I think that if you love somebody, period, if you love them, then you're going to do what it takes to resolve the conflict. Being intentional means, listen, I love this person enough to say, this needs a resolution, and I'm not going to sleep until it's done. I'm not going to rest until it's done. I want to make sure that she understands me. I want to make sure that I understand her, and that we might not agree, but I can hear her and she hears me. Because trust me, you're not going to agree with somebody 100% of the time. You're not. I come to my conclusions. You've come to your conclusions based upon whatever hypothesis that you've come up with. But the respect factor in that, hey, I'm going to listen and I'm going to try to be intentional about understanding what it is, where they are. And I mean, come on now. They're about resolving that conflict. I might not agree with you, but listen, let's try to resolve this conflict. And being intentional about resolving the conflict, that's everything. That shows that you care about that person. That shows that how they feel, it means something to you. You being intentional about resolving the conflict, how I feel, it means something to you. And if it means something to you, that for me is healing enough. We don't got to agree, but the fact that it means everything to you to resolve and not just brush it off and say, I don't want to talk about it. I don't care about it. It's not important. Well, then that makes me feel like I'm not important. But if you say, listen, I don't agree with you, but yet I want to make sure that we resolve this, or that, you understand where I'm coming from. That's it. Because we grown, and we can have a dialogue without having it being, so contentious. Coco Benjamin. So I think that's a man with a woman's face. I really don't believe that's. I absolutely don't believe that is a woman.
Talking about women. Listen, we respect the opinion of all of our listeners.
He got his wife's picture on his profile. But I could tell you this. Oh, it's probably Coco and Benjamin. It's probably a husband and wife. But men and women, they are going to apologize. You can't paint people with a broad brush. But I think you being intentional about, how that other person feels. Come on, Rob. Come on, Rob.
Come on, Rob. What? I just said that Coco had an interesting point.
No, I'm just saying, what do you think about it?
Huh?
What do you think about it?
About making sure you're intentional about coming to a resolution?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what makes a successful relationship. If you are in a posture of looking to not point out blame, but to try to bring about resolution, and that resolution may be let's agree that we disagree. You know, I'm famous for saying that, you know, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I could be wrong. I really could be wrong, but I doubt it.
And so the thing about that though is if you tell your significant other that, listen, I'm standing on my square. However, I get it, and we can come to a consensus. We don't necessarily have to agree, but we can come to a consensus that this is okay. You know, I respect how you feel, and you respect how I feel. Period.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I could be wrong. I mean, I really could, Dennis. Dennis, I could be wrong.
God bless whoever this man ends up with. Number 9. They are
you know, I love this.
Working on growth and healing. Okay, why do you love that?
Yeah, so, you know, it's easy to get stagnant in your relationship, right? Mm-hmm. But when you see that somebody is looking to grow, either grow their wealth, grow their knowledge, I think that's sexy. When somebody comes and tells me something that they learn or something that they experience that's outside of the realm of what we already know, if that's finding a new vacation destination, if they're looking to improve themselves professionally, if they're looking to improve themselves spiritually, or if they're looking to improve their health, right? All of those things are dope because, again, it's easy to get stagnant and stay right where you are. Keep looking at that jacked up joker that you see in the mirror every single day and not be willing to put forth the effort to grow. But when you do make the intentional and conscious effort to do that, and more importantly, bring your mate along with you in that growth, that is
everything.
So that is everything. Yeah. And I love that. Let me add the last one. And if you got somebody who's willing to grow with you spiritually,
come on, man. Really?
Amen.
Really? The worst thing that you could do is stop growing. You know, if you're the same person, I'm 44. I'll be 45 later on this month. And if you are the same person at 44 that you were at 34 or even at 24, no bueno. Like, there has to be some evolutionary process that you've evolved into in some way. I shouldn't be doing the same stuff. I shouldn't be having the same conversations. I shouldn't be in the same place. There should be something. There should be evidence of some type of growth at where I am than where I was. And like you said, Robert, there's nothing better than to have somebody that's on an evolutionary journey, that's always looking to grow and improve. And that's really self-aware. And that's saying, listen, you know what? Because you never get to a place where you've arrived, period. But always trying to improve, always trying to evolve, always praying, and always trying to bring positivity into their life, into the life of everybody that's around them. That is, I mean, that's paramount. So just growing and growing together, I mean, that's shit. That's power couple number 1 right there. Matriculation, absolutely. That's power couple right there. That's power. That both of you can be on the same page in your growth journey. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's matriculation. Somebody say matriculation. Somebody put in the comment box matriculation. And oh, by the way, as you're listening today, I want to make sure that you are you're subscribing to Fly Nubian Queen and Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter on YouTube. I want to make sure that you're following us on the Facebook page, Fly Nubian Queen, Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter. On Instagram, what's your name? What your name is, Robert Antoinin?
I am Robert Antoinin on Instagram. I am Robert Antoinin on Facebook. I am Robert Antoinin on LinkedIn. I am Robert Antoinin even on Clubhouse. And here's what I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who have gone to look up and research Robert Antoinin, I see you. I see you. While you creeping without speaking, why don't you hit the like button? Why don't you send a friend request? It's all love. We're talking about Black love. Don't stand on the sidelines. Get in the game, because that connection might be the right one to elevate you. Collaboration leads to elevation. So just don't go look up Robert Antoinin. Send a friend request. Reach out to me in the DM and see how we can collaborate so we can both elevate.
Hello. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at I am Constance Carter. Oh, by the way.
Ooh, wait a minute. Wait, let me shout her out. And this one right here, this lady right here, absolute fire. One of the top 3 people I know in the whole wide world. So I encourage you to make sure that you follow Constance Carter. Make sure that you like her stuff, heart it up, share it out to people, because that collaborative effort that you share out to somebody will elevate their lives. These conversations that we have had, Constance, have made breakthroughs in people's relationships. They're giving them a different perspective on how to look at life. So make sure that you are following this lady right here, because she can help you with your health and your wealth all at the same time. That's what we call a twofer.
Hey, Robert. So last week when we were on, we had a couple of your friends from DC.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
No. I'm not bringing up that, but it looks like from what I understand. I know we haven't talked in a few days, but I think the last time we talked, they had been doing very well. So if you guys watched the show last Thursday with Sugar and Big Mike, it looks like they doing pretty good. So that's great. And thank you guys for all the encouragement. But I don't know if you knew. Thank you, Coco. Okay, I gave you great business advice tonight on my live Q&A. Okay, that was you, Coco. Come on, good.
So now Coco is cool. When she was on Team Rob, Coco wasn't cool.
Women listen, Coco. Women listen. If you don't cut it out, not now, but right now, women do listen. But guess what, Rob? I don't know if you know. Justin Bieber was actually listening to our live last Thursday.
The Biebs.
It was really, we verified. It was really Justin Bieber on here. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I thought that was dope. It's all about you, Constance Carter. Absolutely.
Shut the front door. Anyway, number 9. Did we already do this one?
Yeah, we did it. We on number 10.
Okay. Number 10. They share compatible goals for their relationship. What do you think about that?
I think that is a whole nother level of a green flag. When you can share a goal, because in the goals that you set for the relationship, there has to be a collaborative effort. And if you're collaborating, then that means that there is some level of compatibility there. So in addition to the physical.
Collaborating in what way?
If we share that we have compatible goals, for instance, I want to make sure that we get to be a billionaire, right? What's better than 1 billionaire? 2. So if that is a goal that we share, I'm going to certainly work towards helping you to get there. And if you know that that's my goal, I'm hoping that you'll help me to get there. And I think that's so sexy that we put out a goal. If we put out a to-do list, if we put out deliverables that we both want to achieve together, that's amazing. And somebody who is actively helping you to push you to be great and doesn't mind to let you shine, because when you shine, I shine. When you look good, I look good. Absolutely. So to have a goal and work towards that goal together, that's what it's all about. That is the one. That's the one right there.
The one. Somebody that's willing to have those goals with you. Somebody who's willing to. Somebody that supports you, and you support them equally. Somebody that wants the best for you, and you want the best for them. Somebody that you can celebrate when they're doing good, and they can lift you up when you're not doing so good. Somebody that you can celebrate when they're doing good. Somebody who's willing to ride shotgun. Somebody who's not willing, who's ready to take the lead when they need to take the lead. So for men, if you're ready to take the lead, you can take the lead. But at the same time, you don't mind riding shotgun when your lady has a lead. That right there is sexy. You don't have to drive all the time. You can drive most of the time, but sometimes it's my time to drive. And if you are willing to ride shotgun while I'm driving, that's everything. But I don't want to drive all the damn time. I want you to drive sometimes too. But if you guys have the same goals, you're going into the same direction, you support one another, you want the best for each other, that is gold. You can't always find that out there. I've always said, damn, I feel sorry for my sick friends because it's hard out there. And you don't necessarily have people who are going to look out for your best interest. You don't have people who are going to do the things and support you in the way that you need to be supported, and love you the way that you need to be supported, or understand you, especially at this stage in the game. In your 40s or in your 30s or 40s or your 50s, you're not going to always have somebody. So if you have somebody that does those things for you, that share compatible goals, you might not even be on the same level, but you're going in the same direction, or you want the same things. You don't necessarily, you guys both don't got to be here. One could be here, one could be here, but you're going in the same direction. So don't throw out the person who has not risen to the occasion.
Risen to the level.
Yeah, you keep them, you encourage them, because at one point it's going to be your turn to shine, and at another point it's going to be their turn to shine. And if you guys can do it and hang on and do it together, you're going to make it to the promised land. You guys are going to both be doing great.
So here's something that just happened, Constance. I know you get mad when I look at my phone while we're on the broadcast. Well, let me tell you something that came through. Somebody just said, "Love your show with Constance Carter. I think it would be a good idea to have a conversation on the film Malcolm and Marie. Awesome movie on Netflix." So we were talking about on Conversation Starters Live to talk about Valentine's Day, but that might be a dope conversation to talk about the movie Malcolm and Marie this Friday on Conversation Starters Live.
Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay.
So sit down and watch the 2-hour long Netflix movie. You might have to get Charles to give you the cliff notes, because
I saw it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I saw it last weekend.
Oh, I just saw it. Yeah, I saw it last week too. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. All right. So somebody said something about twin flames. And again, I think people misinterpret who their soulmate is and what their soulmate is. And their expectation is something more than what it should be. Your soulmate is somebody that's going to be a ride or die for you. Your soulmate is somebody that's going to love you regardless, unconditional. Your soulmate is going to be somebody that, if you get sick, they're going to take care of you. I was one of my friends passed away last week, and she had cancer. So she came to a conference of mine in 2019. She came to the We Summit in 2019, all the way from Cleveland, her and her husband, and she was 8 months pregnant. And shortly after she had her baby, she got diagnosed with cancer. And the last time I seen, we talked, me and her and her husband, we talk. And then I was scrolling through Facebook last Friday, and I saw that she died, and I was like, what? She just looked great. She didn't lose her hair. What happened? And I missed some things that, she had been in the hospital. But one of the things that I saw in that was that her husband, he took care of her at the end. And then the same day I seen somebody else came up that she had breast cancer. And these people LaToya was barely 40. This other person might be barely 40. And she's going through it, and her husband's taking care of her. And you got to look at, who is going to take care of you when it's all said and done. Will the person sit down and take care of you, or will they abandon you? And you have to really weigh those things. How loyal is that person to you? Are they going to look out for you? Are they going to be there for you when through goodness and badness, through sickness and in health? Are they going to take care of you? And it gave a lot of food for thought. You really have to think about those people who are around you that, that if the going gets tough, are they going to be there for you? Will they drop everything for you? Are they going to take care of you? And that's who you should be looking at, as your soulmate.
Well said.
Yeah. And then number 11, they make it a priority that you feel, see, heard, and are appreciated. They make it a priority that you feel, see, heard, and that you're appreciated. Somebody's putting you on the back burner. If somebody doesn't make you feel like you're a priority, if they make you feel like you're an option rather than a priority, that's a red flag. But a person that says that you are important to me, you mean something to me, I will put you in front of everything else, then you have a winner.
That's all you got. I thought this was going to be like a 1 hour diatribe on that particular topic.
No, I mean, listen.
No, I agree with you.
Makes you a priority. That's everything.
Yeah. I think that it is important that, you know, whomever your mate is, whether it's your spouse, your significant other, your boo thing, your chick on the side, your side dude, or it's complicated, whatever category that person is in, when you make that person feel appreciated, right? Here's my definition of appreciation. And I talk about this all the time when I get an opportunity to speak on stage or speak before an audience. I hate when I walk out the door and I hold the door for the person behind me and they don't say thank you. I held the door open for you. I don't even know you, lady, sir. The least you can do is show some appreciation and say thank you, appreciate you, or thanks, anything to show a level of appreciation for a selfless act that I did for you. Right. So when you have somebody who is intentional in showing you appreciation for the little things, it doesn't have to be for the big things, but appreciation. Appreciation is saying, how was your day today? And it took me a long time to understand and learn how much that means in a relationship. Just to ask one simple question: how was your day today? And be genuinely concerned about what the answer is. Don't go into problem solving mode. Don't go into, yeah, I know that. Just listen. Show some level of appreciation to actually listen to the answer of the question, how was your day today? So making somebody feel appreciated could be the difference between a keeper and somebody that may not be that into you. So making somebody feel appreciated is good. Like when I saw you on the show, Constance, and I was like, man, I can't figure out something. She got a different look going on. So I see you, and I'm gonna let you know. I see you, queen. I see you, sis. You over there shining, and I'm gonna let you know that. And to a flaw, I do that to absolute strangers. Yeah, bro, that's a nice scent you got on. I know you're getting all the ladies. Oh, hey, sis, love the outfit. I'm gonna keep it simple, to the point. I'm not trying to extend it beyond there, but I want to let you know, if nobody else told you today that you are doing the thing, and I want to show you some level of appreciation, and I see you. Or conversely, when you tell me that, this week is the week that, I lost my dog and it's going to be rough for me. So I know that week I heard you, and I want to let you know that I heard you. So I'm going to be extra sensitive to that and let you know that by my actions. And I'm going to try to give you some level of a visual representation to let you know that you are everything to me. So I want to let you know that I heard you, I see you, and I appreciate you.
That's beautiful. So that is it. I would say that's the number one green flag, is letting somebody know that you appreciate them. It's just saying thank you. It's just saying I acknowledge you. It's just saying that I love you. It's little things like me. Give me a card and write me a note, or I appreciate that. You ain't got to buy me no big fat rings. You ain't got to buy me no car. You could buy me some goddamn funeral flowers, and I am going to appreciate the hell out of those. Like that's just who I am. I appreciate. I tell you thank you. I will savor them things. I'm really sentimental in that way. Like, dang, you really thought enough about me to do, and I appreciate to the fullest. So when you tell somebody, or when you appreciate the things that they do, it means the world. I just you cannot appreciate somebody enough. You cannot say thank you enough. You cannot love and respect somebody enough. And people need to hear that. People need to know that. They can't just assume that this is what it is. They can't assume that you love them. They can't assume that you appreciate them. They need to hear it. You know what I'm saying, Chester? I promise you, or some, or some cemetery flower. You know what I mean? You could have picked them bad boys up off the cemetery, off of somebody's damn what do you call it, at the graveyard. And I'm going to appreciate those because he thought about me. He said, you know what, these will look good. These would be good for my baby. And you're damn right. And I'm gonna do everything I could to save them damn flowers and to keep them as long as I can with my brown thumb, because I don't even know how to save a flower. But because you did something outside of yourself and you thought about me, man, come on, man. And I'm the same way. Like I'm a giver in that way. You know, I could be having a conversation with you and you say in the conversation, you tell me something that you like and I'll listen. And, you know, that's just how I am because I just love to celebrate people. I love to give to people. And, you know, I'm not a big receiver, but when somebody tells me that they appreciate and they show appreciation, that's what's up.
Wow. Okay. Well, Black Tonyo.
Yeah. So just going through them. Let's just go through them really quick again, just so for those people who missed it in the beginning. So let's go through the green. We just went through 11 green flags, Rob. Not the stolen funeral, the graveyard flowers. Absolutely. Give me whatever, but just show me that you thought about me, and that means the world to me. So number one, they apologize even when they're wrong.
I was wrong, baby. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I apologize.
Forgive me. I was wrong. Number two, their words and their behavior align. So they're not saying one thing and acting like another. You actually see some consistency. Because that inconsistency.
I love you, baby. I love you so much. I followed you today. Yeah. That's right. What's wrong with your mouth? Because you cold busted.
They encourage your connection with others. So they're not trying to keep you all to themselves. They're not trying to control you. They are saying, hey, I love you. I want you to be able to hang out with some other people. I want you to have a good time. Hey, here's a couple of dollars. Go out with your girlfriends. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. I'm going to be here watching the game. I ain't going to be doing nothing. I ain't going to be doing anything that I ain't supposed to be doing. I'm just going to be here waiting on you. Go hang out with me.
You want to bring your crazy mama over here? Yeah, come on. Yeah, absolutely, baby. Bring your crazy mama on through here. Absolutely. Got no problem with that.
They speak about their ex-partners with respect. And that means a lot. So listen to those key things. If they keep talking about their exes is crazy, there's probably a common denominator, which is them. Now, why haven't you settled down? Now, why haven't you? Now, what's been going on? Oh, it's everybody else. Oh, it ain't you. Oh, okay. They communicate clearly and honestly. So they ain't lying. They ain't making up stories about what they've been doing, about where they've been at. You ain't seen me in 3 days. Okay, so here's what had happened was, no, they're honest and they can communicate honestly without, that leaves no doubts in your mind.
Absolutely, Constance. You don't need no storytellers in your life.
Hello, no storytellers. They set, honor, and respect boundaries. Rob?
Oh no, I'm gonna let you've been going hard, dear. I want to hear what you got to say about these boundaries.
You talking about the boundaries.
I want to hear you talk about the boundaries. Respect these boundaries.
Boundaries.
Respect these boundaries.
What is a
boundary? What I want to hear you talk about.
Hello. Number 7, they show up authentic.
Nothing to say about respecting the boundaries.
Yeah, listen.
Now watch this diatribe you're about to give out.
I'm saying boundaries.
Now, let's go to 7. I like number 7. Let's go to 7.
Hey, listen, we stay in the gray with boundaries. We don't need ain't no boundaries, homie. Listen, what you got is mine. What I got is yours. We are one.
It's ours.
Ours. That phone of yours? What you say? I speak French.
We.
They show up authentically and offer you the space to do the same. So they show up, they giving you their best, they showing you who they are, they're not sending their representative, they are who they are, and they want to know who the real you is. They're not playing no games. They are intentional about resolving conflict. I don't want to let this thing linger. Let's get it over with. Let's talk, let's heal. They're actively working on growth and healing. Growth, abundance, and overflow. They share compatible goals for the relationship. So they want the same things in life. They want the same things for each other. They celebrate each other and they have a goal. They actually have a goal that they're trying to get to together. And then number 11, They make it a priority to make you feel seen, heard, and appreciated. Never make somebody a priority when they make you an option. Let me say that one more time. Never make somebody a priority when they only make you an option.
Say it one more time.
Never make somebody a priority when they make you an option. So, ladies, gentlemen, if he is making you an option and you are prioritizing him, if every time he calls you, you pick up the phone, but every time you call him, he don't answer the phone, or every time you text him, he texts you back, but every time you text him, he don't text you back, stop making him a priority when you are just an option in his life.
Absolutely.
You know, people do what's important to them. People find time to do what's important to them. And if they don't find you important, if they're not making an effort, then you're not important. And at some point you got to realize, like, listen, it just is what it is. And
it's not you, it's them. It's not you, it's them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be both of you. It could be either or, but you have to realize.
Cut that zero, because he is not your hero.
No, I mean, you just got to realize, like, listen, this is.
Cut that zero, because he is not your hero.
So Patty, never make somebody a priority when they only make you an option. Right? So what you guys think about that? And vice versa, Chester, and vice versa. It goes both ways, right? So you don't want to be out there on a limb and then you out there on the ocean by yourself. You don't want to go out to that ocean and then you end up being stuck out there on that ocean by yourself. This is just not what you want to do. So make sure that y'all are on the same page, that y'all going in the same direction, that y'all the same flow. You don't want to be over here and he over there, or you don't want to be over here and she over there. Y'all in the same flow at the same time, same direction, period. Right?
I totally agree.
This was a great conversation, Robert. Green
flag. I mean, I love your slighted opinions, you know, and for me, you know, I could have been wrong, but I doubt it. And I love talking to you.
No, we pretty much have the same opinions on most things outside of the boundaries. Like, I mean, we both know that all of these green flags, like, I don't know what a boundary is, you know, and that's it. So let me just tell you this. That's in life, period. That's in business. Like, ain't no black and white. It's gray. I operate in the gray. I stay in the gray. So that's just who I am as a person. So that don't have nothing to do with a relationship. I'm just gray. So boundaries, what's that? What are rules? They're just kind of guidelines. Doesn't really mean anything.
Rules are meant to be broken in your world, homie.
Guideline. It's just a guideline. It doesn't really mean. It's just saying here's how you should operate. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is what I have to do. You know what I mean? So that's
I don't know what you mean.
That's kind of how I feel about that, Robert. That's how I feel about that. But guys, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. This was absolutely a lovely conversation with my homeboy Rob. What do you think? What do you guys think about the conversation that we had tonight? I think it was very necessary. What's your thoughts on tonight's conversation, Robert?
Well, you know, again, Constance, I think that these conversations about Black love, you know, I'm a big fan of Black love. So anytime you can have real dialogue about real people and real situations to bring about change, to bring about rehabilitation, to bring about correction, to bring about perspective, that's a worthwhile conversation that people can certainly carry on outside of how we begin it, right? So I love the fact that you have been real and transparent, you know, about your opinions that, you know, sometimes are wrong, but I love you anyway. And I want to appreciate you and celebrate you for having your wrong opinion and say it out loud so everybody can hear it, you know? And for me, I know that sometimes that I could be wrong, but I doubt it, you know?
Yeah. Are wrong, but I think that's what makes this such a great conversation, is because, you know, I'm yin, you're yang, you know, you care about what church people think. I don't. You are straight laced. I curse. I bring you down to the gutter with me every now and then, but you just, you know, you kind of break away from me. You got to do your moral thing. You know what I mean? So
hold on. Wait. Let me break this down. I am a child of the Most High God, and I do have a responsibility to make sure that I present myself in a certain way. And it doesn't mean that I can't be Hollywood or Hollyhood. It just means that I walk with a limp for a reason. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And I pray to God in every season.
okay.
You know what that means, Constance? Okay.
No. I pray to God in every season too, but I just know that I don't give a damn about what church people think because I think church folks is the worst folks. But anyway, I digress. That's my own personal opinion about that. I love it. In any case, but
don't be calling me when you need prayer.
Oh, listen. I mean, I'm gonna call you when I need prayer all the time, and I appreciate you being the one of the true prayer warriors for me. I know that, Robert, I can always call on you to pray for me whenever I need prayer. I know that if I say, "Hey, can you pray?" I know that you will always pray for me. And you're probably one of the best prayers outside of my father that I know. So I can really appreciate that. And I appreciate what Chester said, is that he said that, you know, he can appreciate the conversation. I love that way you guys chose to accentuate the positive connotation of green flags instead of the negative red flags, which made for a better, much upbeat and valuable discussion, which I agree too. You know, you don't always want to talk about the negative things, but you want to talk about the positive things. And that's really, Chester, if this is your first time tuning in, that's really what we really try to do on the show. Is we want to talk about everything holistically. We're gonna help you with your wealth. We're gonna help you with your health. We're gonna help you with your spirituality, your transformation, and we're also gonna, you know, love is also a huge part of community building. You know, you cannot have all of those other things without having that love. And if we're trying to move forward and close the wealth gap and build our community, this is what's needed. The communication is what's needed. The love is what's needed to build us together, to make strong communities. I believe that we can get back to where we were, despite of, you know, the 400 years that we've been beat down, brutalized, and all those different things, if we can just exude positivity in our communities and in our lives. So one of the things I want to say is that, Robert, in June, we're going to go to Costa Rica, and we're going to go to this retreat that's going to be absolutely amazing. We going? I thought you going with? You coming with?
Oh, you gonna let me roll with?
I mean, if you want to come through, but I'm having a retreat.
Whoa. Wait. And are you inviting me, or you know? I'd say it again.
Come on.
Let me give you a
Absolutely. You are invited to Costa Rica for the Weekend in Wealth retreat. We got this. Let me show you what the facility is looking like. What you think about that, Rob?
Was that Weekend of Wealth or Weekend to Wealth?
It's the Weekend of Wealth retreat, but you go to the website, it's weekend2wealth.com. And let me tell you what that's going to be. It's going to be men and women. I do retreats. I've done retreats in the past. And we were supposed to have this retreat last year in Costa Rica, but good old your old girl, COVID. She ruined that for us, but we're going to go ahead and do it in June 17th through the 21st. And I'm so excited about it because it's going to be a transformational experience for so many who are going to be coming. There's going to be both men and women. And if you are willing and if you are ready to be your best and to live your best life, to get broken all the way down to the very last compound and built yourself back up and leave with a whole new sense of purpose, a whole new sense of direction, to know who you are and to be able to build your business from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 figures, then you need to come to the Weekend of Wealth. You need to invest in yourself at the Weekend of Wealth retreat, because it's going to be amazing. You're going to see some miracles. You're going to see some breakthroughs. You're going to see some transformation. You're going to see everything right there. There's going to be workshops for men. There's going to be workshops for women. And we're going to come together and we're just going to, you'll meet lifetime friends. It's going to be amazing. And then you're going to be doing it in paradise. They say Costa Rica is absolute paradise. So we've done retreats before, and they've been life-changing. They've been life-changing experiences. And so if you go to weekend2wealth.com, take a look at it. And we would love for you to be there with us. We have payment plans, but I know you guys need to get out. COVID has really hit you. It's stifled a lot of people, and you just need something that's going to help lift you and take you to the next level. And so I really believe that this retreat is going to be everything that you need. So you coming with, Rob?
Yeah, I can roll.
Okay.
Just let me teach a panel or let me do a discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. yeah, I mean, you ain't coming just to come hang out. No, you're absolutely going to be doing you're going to be doing a breakout in the workshop for sure, for sure.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm in. Count me in.
Absolutely. So if you want to see this brother right here, if you want to be involved, if you want to just change your life and up level your life and do some things that you never thought that you were able to do, get your ticket, sign up, get your passport, come to paradise and sup with us and change your life. We appreciate you coming out with us. Make sure that you go to ConstanceCarterVIP.com. I just did a Q&A today, and we talked about business strategies and all that good stuff. And I do it every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. Robert was a little bit late today because he was out in New Jersey. How far is New Jersey from DC, Rob?
Well, I was right there at the New York line, so like 4 hours and change. It depends on whether you hit traffic or not.
Woo! Really? So you you drove 4 hours each way? Ooh, that's hardcore.
I had to come get to this show to make sure I hung out with my girl, Constance Carter, because nobody works harder.
Yes, and you know, I love it.
Well, look, check this out, though. Now, I was doing like 95, 100 miles per hour.
Oh, Rob. Thank you. So we was a little late tonight, but we never want to leave your presence. We appreciate you. And Rob, you know, it's just not the same without you. So I'm glad that you was able to come an hour and 30 minutes late, but we still were able to bring it and really bring some great value on these green flags. This was a great conversation. It was a great conversation. Dual said, thanks, Rob. We glad that you showed up. Take care. God bless.